This channel is supported by TrueFire. TrueFire is an online library of lessons from some of my favourite players. There's thousands of lessons on there. You can use the promo code JNC40 to get 40% off of any of their courses. Okay, one of the other things that is changed now that 3.5 is a thing, because the cabs actually take up less DSP, there's a little bit of a new life that you could use these poly capo, poly WAM, poly pitch, these things for, and that's what I wanted to do a video about here. So poly pitch takes up about half of the DSP of an HX Stomp, or half of the DSP of one processor of a Helix. The reason being that these were developed by the same guys that made the Digitech Drop, and if you compare them, I think actually the poly pitch does perform, in my opinion, just as well, if not better, because you've got all of these other kind of things that you can use. Now, if I check on Ben Vesco, let me just do a little bit of research a sec. So Ben Vesco is a guy who does DSP allocation. Poly Capo is the one that takes the least. So let's try this for now, just to give us the most options. So I'm going to put this up to 12, and then what I'm going to do is chuck on a nice reverb. So if we go for a nice reverb, the Glitz is actually fairly decent and doesn't use loads of DSP. It's one of the posher reverbs that doesn't take up tons. And you can see we can still choose between a bunch of different amps, which wouldn't have been the case before. So I was experimenting just now that you got like a lot of options here. So something like the Fawn Bright, for example, and we can get some really really cool tones out of it, and I think we've even got enough to run certain other delays even in stereo potentially. Look at that, that's pretty crazy. So what could I run? I could run a mod chorus echo, I could run a duct delay, which this one uses the least DSP. So if I set the scale, so this, And I kind of like playing with a pitch like this. I was listening to, Lenny was on TikTok yesterday, and I was just listening to a thing. It was like a pitched guitar. So if we put this down here, okay, and then if we turn that off, we've just got a normal guitar tone, right? We could even set this to be different for different snapshots. You can go down -12. I wonder if I use this, just a single or no delay a second. Let's just see what we can do. If I put in a looper to start with, like a mono looper, one switch, can we put a delay in as well? No, we're out of stuff for that. We're putting a modulation, but I guess as well there is a delay bit in here, so we could use that. So you could use a looper with it, so that wouldn't have been possible at all before. Even a stereo, is that going to work? Yes. So that's pretty wild. Mono. Do we leave anything? What I'd be interested in be trying to get a delay as well or something. So if I use something like, I think this one uses the least DSP. Yeah, incredible, right? Put this here. Is this? Yeah, this is mono. And have we got any more? Yes, we've even got, what could we run modulation wise? Come here. Mono, tremolo. Interesting. So I wonder if we can run a stereo trem. Yes. So then if I put this down on path B, and this one, path B, and now, turn it off for our normal tone. So that's pretty cool, right? Although, if this one, if I have that stereo, then that should. Beautiful, right, so what I'm going to do is assign the looper to here. Let me know if you want me to drop this into the folder, but what you can see from this is that another kind of game changer from the 3.5 update is now you've got you can do a ton of stuff even if you're using this polycapo, which used to be a thing that wasn't really possible. But you see I've got an amp, a delay, a trem, a looper and a reverb. That was 100% not possible before with the poly pitch, and now it is, and I think that's a really cool thing. Especially for an HX Stomp user, you can now experiment with the poly pitch in a way that was kind of not possible before. I'll catch you in another video soon, and cheers for stopping by.